I'm in one of the great kitchens in America with Chef David Bouley. It's a very great honor to be in your house.
It's great to have you in my house.
It's absolutely wonderful to come down here this time of year to take a look at this kitchen and to understand that you're about to improvise a couple of dishes for some of your guests.
Yes, we have a lot of guests who eat like this, and these are all the menus that I've done in the last few months. So he comes in on a regular basis, and they don't look at a menu, they say just cook. And the reason they do that is I look and see what I've done in the past over the last few months, and well, here's 9 visits in only a few months. So what we do is they know that I have a lot of products that I get a limited amount in, because that's the way Mother Nature is. I don't have enough to put on the menu, so over the years I've written special menu. And it wasn't that it was full of extra fireworks or anything, but it had these ingredients that I don't have enough to share. And I started doing this in 1989. So we probably have on a night 15 to 25%, sometimes as much as 60%. People will sit down. It's very difficult for me because sometimes they're in 2 or 3 times a week. Like he was in twice last week, and he took over the chef's pass as well. So we have to do a lot of spontaneous. And I know a little bit about all these customers. I know sometimes they like, for instance, a fish, European style. Mediterranean might be cooked on the bone, and the Europeans love that. But Americans like sometimes the flesh touching the heat. So we saute, we grill, whatever. We get a caramelization out of it. The caramelization has a lot of flavor, but the Europeans feel we lost a lot of the natural fats and juices. So I have to see which palate am I working with. That would be one of the idiosyncrasies. And then from there, I apply the proper technique and then bring forward those raw ingredients. And we cultivate a dialogue.
So a lot of people perceive farm to table as being seasonal cooking, but you are more even than week to week. You're day to day. What is going to be good in your kitchen?
Absolutely. There's no question, day to day. That's one of the things I've learned a lot from working in France, growing up with French parents, grandparents, where we relied on, like a few months ago up in my country house, we had been waiting, my wife had been waiting, and I was looking at the pears, and we kept touching them, not ready yet, not ready yet. But we looked out the window, there were 2 black bears. And one of them just took its hand, swiped the whole branch, and made a dozen pears. He was sitting there eating the pear. And I ran out there. I said, wait a minute, the guy is pretty big. I better go back in. But, waiting for that moment to eat the pears sometimes can be a day. So you have to be that fine-tuned. And when farmers are that tuned in, because they have to be. Because they may pull something too late, and then they don't have the yield, because the product is just not going to sustain itself at the marketplace, or it won't sustain itself in refrigeration. But when you have a dialogue with farmers, like we've been doing since '85, where we can talk almost regularly, particularly at the critical points of certain high seasons, where they can tell us, it's not, check today, it's not ready, tomorrow for sure. And then they maybe check at night, you get a call at night, or they tell you, listen, it's ready, I picked it all, I'm going to bring it in the morning. So now you have to be ready to use the product, because they're ready at the best point of flavor. And as Elliot Coleman up in Maine would say, who people should read his book, he's a great farmer, but in one of his new books he's talking about how we're all told to eat fruits and vegetables, but if those fruits and vegetables aren't picked at the mature level of nutritional value that the plant or tree gives it, then we're not getting everything we think we do. So try to grow your own plants, grow your own farm, buy from farmers, because you can't rely on the main source of the food system to produce vegetables. Even though aesthetically they look great, they might have been through a voyage to get aesthetically attractive concessions on nutrients.